What's up, Bronco Nation? This is your boy BX, aka the Mile High Diplomat, coming to you straight from the embassy in Richmond, Virginia. Welcome to another edition of Mile High Dipset. That's right, you may have noticed there's been a name change. So moving forward, our video cast that I do on a weekly basis will be called Mile High Dipset. So be sure to look for it. Also, another change you may have noticed is behind me, you'll see that I got a new flag. So excited to have my Broncos flag ready to hang up when I travel and put it in place, let them know who I'm representing. And that's pretty much, if you're new to this, that's pretty much why I do this video cast and share this information. I'm a 30-plus year Bronco fan, die hard. I bleed orange and blue, love my Denver Broncos. And because I don't live in Denver, Colorado, not a whole lot of people to talk to about the team. So I decided to create my own platform to be able to share, what's on my mind as far as, what's happening with our team. And be able to get some feedback from other people around the country that also probably don't live in Colorado. So that is the reason for the Mile High Diplomat, and this is this week's edition of Mile High Dipset. And so with that being said, let's jump right into it. The first thing I want to get to, what everybody's been talking about this week, what I'm personally very happy about, is Chad Kelly. That's right. This kid played lights out last week. I really appreciated watching him. And if you saw my edition last week, my video cast last week before the game, you heard me say that I love this guy, that he is a gamer. I know they said he may not have been necessarily practicing well throughout the preseason or the camp and all that kind of stuff in the offseason. But when it comes game time, this kid turns it on. I was watching him throw passes that reminded me of Michael Vick when he would throw passes that the receivers couldn't catch. And that's kind of what Chad Kelly looked like, because I saw him throw a couple of balls that were very catchable. I mean, hit the receivers in the hand, but they were bullets, man. So I love seeing this kid. Again, to reiterate from last week, do not like Paxton Lynch, not a fan of him. I really think it's time for us to cut him loose. Paxton is he's just not that guy. And I do believe Chad Kelly is. One of the things I wanted to show you too, just to show you how far back I've been saying this. I put a post on my Facebook page, and this was back in March 19th of this year. We'll put that up there so you can see the date. March 19th of this year, had a little video of Machine Gun Kelly is what they call him. And in the post I put, I want to go on record and say that this kid should be the Broncos quarterback before the start of the 2020 season. He's John Elway 2.0. He's Jim Kelly's nephew, and most importantly, he's already on our roster. We do not need to take a quarterback with the number 5 pick this year. Bradley Chubb, anyone? Hashtag Go Broncos, hashtag I want Kelly. That was my position back in March before the draft. I didn't want us to take a quarterback because I felt like this kid was going to show us something this year. And if last week's play in the first preseason game of the year was any indication, I think I may have been right. So with that being said, I want to see him continue to do well. Want to see him play well tonight with the twos and kind of see him pick up and progress in that offense. Again, I just think that we probably don't need to add a veteran quarterback unless we just want to do it for depth. But I really think that, if he can show John Elway and Vance Johnson enough to say that this is probably the kid we want to groom for the future, which I do believe that he is, put him as the backup and let him get that experience, let him get the reps with the twos. And if some game action comes up, put him in there and let him give it a shot. He can't do any worse than what we had last year. So, and if we got good pieces around him, I think he can play well. So with that being said, talking about the rest of last week's game, oh man, if you watched it, it kind of made you cringe a little bit because I think we all were expecting a much better performance than that, particularly out of our ones and twos. But let me say this. I feel like that was an aberration. I feel like we just kind of got off to a slow start. I think people are still learning both the offense and the defense. We've got a lot of young people on the team. So I don't think that's necessarily going to be indicative of what we're going to look like throughout the year. And so I feel like if we can get a little bit more repetition, kind of get a little bit more comfortable in the system, let some people settle down, I really think we'll be okay. I just don't feel like that it's time to hit the panic button just yet. Just kind of that's my take from last week's game. So with that being said, looking forward to this week's game. So first, let me tell you this. Because I am on the East Coast, that's right, Mile High Diplomat is on the East Coast, so I'm on Eastern Standard Time. I don't get the Broncos games when it comes on local coverage, obviously. So I rely on NFL Network and ESPN and channels like that to be able to see our team play. NFL Network is not airing our game until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, Eastern Standard Time. So guess what? Your boy's going to be up tomorrow morning with some buffalo wings and watching some football for breakfast on a Sunday morning. That's how we're going to get it in. That's what you do when you're a true fan. So I'm definitely going to be checking it out. And when the game comes on, it's going to be definitely a couple of things that I want to kind of take a look at. One, to see if we're able to shake off the cobwebs from last week's game. I heard we had a good week in practice. All the reports that I saw showed that we looked sharp. We did well. So I expect it to be a different scenario tonight. A couple of things I'm looking for on the offense for us to be able to get a rhythm, be able to see that offense flow. I want to see the offensive line continue to gel. They didn't play bad last week. I actually thought they played pretty well, that first team. And so I want to see that offensive line continue to gel. Also want to see if Royce Freeman can continue to pick up that offense and perform the way he did last week. He was the one bright spot in the second quarter with the twos when he ran that 23-yard touchdown scamper. So love seeing that. I do think he's going to be our bell cow back. I think Devontae Booker is probably going to end up being the third down back and kind of spell Royce Freeman from time to time. But another thing, though, I do want to see if D'Angelo Henderson can get some more reps as well. I liked this kid last year, and I think he's a bright spot. I think with some more opportunities and some more reps, he can show us a little something. So I'll be looking for that, as well as another rookie on the offense, Courtland Sutton. Didn't really get him into the game much last week, but he's been having a really great offseason and a camp. So I want to see that be able to translate into live action. So I want to see, hopefully tonight, the ones will be on the field a little bit more than, one or two series. I'm thinking they'll be on for at least about a quarter or so of work. And with that being said, I want to see if Courtland Sutton can get implemented into the offense as well. So that's what I'm looking at on offense. On defense, I'm looking for us to be able to stop the run. I don't know if you were watching that last week, but we couldn't stop anybody running up the gut on us. And that's kind of been a problem for us for the last at least maybe 2 years or so. And I just felt like we were better defensively to be able to stop the run. But the Vikings really ran up the gut on us. And so that's a problem I definitely want to see us have fixed before we get into the regular season. Also want to see the pass rush show up. I mean, we got one of the best pass rushing defenses in the league as far as I'm concerned. When you look at All-Pro Von Miller on one side, and now you're adding Bradley Chubb along with Shane Ray and Shaquille Barrett on the other side, there's no reason why we should not be getting pressure on the quarterback. So I want to see that tonight. I want to kind of see all of these pieces start to come together a little bit. I want to see the rookies on defense play well, just like I talked about on offense. I want to see Bradley Chubb maybe get into the backfield, cause some commotion on that offensive front for the Chicago Bears. I also want to see Isaac Yiadom get some reps in. He didn't look that good last week. Let me take that back. It's not that he didn't look good. He gave up some big plays, and I know one of the big plays he gave up to was Stephon Diggs. So that's any cornerback in the league could have given up a big play to Stephon Diggs. Yiadom looked like he was in place most of the time, but it just looked like maybe some of that being a rookie and not necessarily knowing the nuances might have rubbed off. So I'm hoping to see him play a little bit more tonight and maybe kind of show some progression, some of the things that they worked on in practice this week, and make him a little bit better. So those are the things I'm looking for in the game tonight, or actually not tonight, tomorrow morning. Again, buffalo wings and football for this guy, and that's kind of the way my game is going to go with the Chicago Bears. So instead of seeing it tonight, again, I will be seeing it tomorrow morning. FYI, next week, your Mile High Diplomat will actually be in Washington, D.C. at FedEx Field for the third preseason game of the year. For me, Washington, D.C. is as good as a home game. It's an hour-and-a-half trip up, and so me and a couple of buddies are going to head up to see the game. I'm actually traveling with some of the enemy at that point. A couple of Redskins fans are going to ride up as well. So, but I'll be at the game. You know I'm going to drop a video just to kind of let you know what's going on live and see how that works out, because actually, that's the dress rehearsal. So that's going to be the one that gets us ready for the season. So, yes, I will be there next Friday in FedEx Field for the Redskins Broncos game, which is actually on my side of the country. So, and I'll also be going to the Baltimore game, which is in September. I believe September 24th is that date, but don't hold me to that. But when that happens, I will also be in Baltimore. That's a 2 to 2.5 hour drive for me. So anytime my boys are within driving range, you best believe I'm going to be there, because I'm the Mile High Diplomat. So with that being said, that's really all I got for this week. If you like the video, you like the conversation, click like below on the videos. Also, you'll see links to be able to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter. I'm always dropping lines anytime I find out something. And if I have an opinion, which most times I do, I'll post that out. Also, little funny things. Last week, I put something on Facebook and on Twitter about the new Broncos depth chart. And I won't even tell you what it is. Take a look at that on Facebook or Twitter at Mile High Diplomat and check it out there. So that's it for me. If you have any questions or comments or anything you want me to talk about, always send me an email at milehighDiplomat@gmail.com, and I'll be sure to make sure we talk about it and we can have that conversation. But for now, this is BX, a.k.a. the Mile High Diplomat, signing off. We'll see you next time.